Hey guys, I'm Colin, and today, it's almost about to be June 4th, but today, WWDC 2019 just happened, and I had, not going to lie, a little bit of difficulties trying to get it, watch it, because I woke up, because it came on at 12 a.m. my time, not 12 a.m., 12 p.m. my time, and I woke up at 12:30, and there was a bunch of things. I'm going to have a little vlog, of WWDC. I didn't go to it, but like, of me, of my morning, or I guess afternoon, of trying to get it to work and watch it. I was seeing if someone was watching me. Okay, so, so I'm going to do a little recap here. This should be coming out on June 4th. It's not. I'm sorry. But, which, I know this is, like, gonna sound, like, really cringy, but, like, I almost never get 18 views in one day, and thank you guys for that on my WWDC 2019 predictions video. I gained 2 subscribers from that. Thank you. I'm going to be on my channel a lot more, especially with June 7th. I'm so excited for it, but okay, I'm not going to get into that today. So, WWDC. So, we got iOS 13. We got iPad OS, which it's about time that the iPad gets its own OS. We got watchOS 6 and macOS Catalina, which I kind of like the name, and we got the new tvOS. We got a new Mac Pro, which is, we got a new Pro Display, and so yeah, let's just dive right into all the juicy details. So, tvOS is what they started off with. They're making it look a little bit more like iOS. I don't know why it's not on the website, but they're making it look a little more like iOS, getting it ready for the Apple TV Plus this fall. So yeah, the next thing they announced was watchOS. So let's look at this. This was something I was pretty excited for. So they have the new things. They have cycle tracking. They have this new watch face, which I think is going to be my watch face. Will show you like what time it is, and it'll show you like where the sun is. So like, I don't know if it's animated, no. But like at 10 a.m. it'll show you where the sun is, and at 12 and like, yeah, so it's like really cool. And, yeah, it's probably going to be mine. So there's new ways to say, there's new watch faces, there's a gradient one, there's like a new big text one, there's like a new infographic one, there's like a bunch of new ones. There's the 10:09 a.m. one, there's an enchanted Siri, and it sounds like, okay, yeah, that's cool. So there is now an app store on Apple Watch, which is pretty cool. You can download apps directly from the watch. You don't have to go into your phone and do it. And there's also now a calculator app on the watch, which thank you. I've had to download so many third-party calculators. Yeah, there's also a voice memos app. I don't really use voice memos at all, but like, yeah. So there's the calculator. So there's this new thing called activity trends. It's basically where you can like track your activity over time, not just for one day. It'll show you if you've been going up for the past year in your activity or going down. I'll be interested to see mine, because like for the past for like the first couple months of school, I was not like that active at all. But then when I got watchOS 5 on here finally and started with the competitions, oh gosh, was I starting my workout every day. I've only got 4 minutes of exercise today because I've been sitting around watching WWDC. But yeah, it'll show you if you've been going up and if you should keep doing what you're doing, or if you've not been doing well. There's the cycle tracking, which So this is not for guys, this is for ladies. It lets them know when it's coming. Alright, we're just gonna skip over this part because and then there's also this new thing called hearing health. So what it does, it's basically if you're like in a construction zone, there's like a little decibel meter and it will pop up a notification where it'll say if you're in this area for too long, it could damage your hearing, which this is what the notification looks like. Loud environment where sounds are at 90 decibels around 20 minutes at this level could cause hearing. So your data is yours, so it keeps all your data private. WatchOS 6 works on all the watches. And yeah, that's it for WatchOS. The next thing after WatchOS was iOS 13. Oh gosh, this is my highlight. So a whole new look. So finally, after years and years, we got a dark mode, and oh my god, when I saw this wallpaper, a red and black, I about died. But go dark with the lights out, it's like So in portrait lighting, there's a new effect where you can, so right now I have two big studio lights right here. So in the portrait lighting, you can make a slider to where you can make it look like how far away or how close the lights are to you. And there's an all new photos thing. So if you're on your photos and you can go to like a days tab, it'll show you photos from like this day on last year. And then if you go to months, it'll show you some things from like months. And then if you go to years, which I think is like one of the coolest, if you go to years, so to say it's my birthday on September 20th, and I go onto that years tab, it'll show me the pictures on September 20th, 2019, September 20th, 2018, September 20th, 2017, 16, 15, 14, as far back as you have, and it'll do that for every day. So like tomorrow on June 4th, if I had iOS 13, it would be showing me photos from June 4th, 2018, 2017, 2016, and yeah. And there's a new redesigned editing. It's a bit more, you can see what you're doing a little bit better. What was a big highlight for me and made me what I gave a big clap to is that you can finally edit videos and give them filters and everything. But what was the most hand clap for me was that you could finally rotate your video in the regular Photos app. There's been so many times, like on Snapchat, where I save something to my phone, and no matter how many times I resave it from Snapchat, it'll save in the horizontal, and I want it to be vertical. So I have to go find it's a video, and so I have to go find some freaking third-party app that, to flip it, or just somehow do it in iMovie, but then it comes out as a square, and then like so much, I had to find some third-party app, and then it's like a pain trying to figure out how it works. And so now, finally, it's in the phone. Finally. I feel like this should have been there since the beginning. So there's a new, simple way to log into things. So I'm sure you guys all know if you like log into something, it'll always say like, sign up with Facebook, sign up with Google. And whenever my YouTube channel name was still Wooden Railway Adventures, whenever I would sign in with Google, I wanted to like have it my own name, but then when I pushed sign in with Google, it said just gave me the Wooden Railway Adventures name. It automatically made my profile picture, my YouTube profile picture, or my Google one, and then I was just like, ooh. And then, so now there's a new sign in with Apple. So what it does, it basically will only give like, you signing in with Apple. It doesn't give like any of your information. If it asks for an email to like send updates to, like monthly or something, you can either say no to it, or you can allow the email, but Apple gives it a burner email, like a completely unique one, and but then those emails get sent to your personal email, and anytime you want it to stop, you could just make it stop, which is good. Also good because yeah, and also for every single thing, it'll give you a completely unique email for like every single one for like, so if you had that for like an Instagram or a Snap, they don't do that on Snapchat, but like, it's like for different accounts on different apps, it gives it a different email, but it all goes to yours, which is, also I'm wearing a California shirt today because the event was held in San Jose, California, so I thought, well, why not? So that was something pretty cool for me. Maps got a big update. So Apple has drove 4 million miles around the world, or I think it's just around the US. They drove 4 million miles around the US, and they got a bunch, completely redid maps from the ground up. They got a bunch of new 3D stuff. Like if you look, I think it's right here. If you look, they got a whole bunch of, so you can see, well, I don't think it's going to replay that again, but they got a bunch of new 3D stuff. They also came out with, what's it called? It's called Look Around. It's basically Street View from Google Maps, but when you move, it's it's higher quality images, and when you move somewhere, it's not like the zoom out, like you're a wide angle camera, then like zoom in and everything's crooked. It's a very like smooth, like pan in across, and you can click on a store and get information about it, which is pretty cool. Siri, she has a more natural voice now, which I thought her voice was pretty natural in iOS 12, but now her voice is supposedly even better, so good job, Apple. Siri Shortcuts is now, will automatically be on your phone, and a personalized HomePod. So the HomePod will now know who's talking to it. So if you have one like a family people using it, it'll know who's talking to it. So when you play like, "Hey Siri, play some music," then she'll realize who the voice is and play whatever that person likes. AirPods got a new update where you can now use one device for 2 AirPods. So if you both want to watch something and you don't want to have only one in your ear, there's 2 people, you can connect both of them to one if you want to both watch some Netflix or listen to a song together. Emojis and messages. This is what I thought was pretty cool. So in the Memojis, there's now a bunch more options for, you can like have your hair be like pink at the bottom and then fade up to black. There's like new hairstyles, you can have makeup on your face. There's AirPods you can now put in your ear. You can have piercings. There's new hats. I think there's new glasses. And you can also now use make a Memoji sticker. It's the sticker pack, and also what's cool is if you have a device that's below the iPhone 10 that does not have Animoji support, then if you have a device that does not have Animoji support, then you can make a Memoji sticker. It just won't be animated, so it'll just be like basically a Bitmoji. You'll be basically making that, but like a sticker. So that's pretty cool. There's also a new thing, this has happened several times, where I get a text or a call from somebody, it's a completely random number, I'm like, who the heck is this? There's now something where you can make an iMessage account, kind of, where you can give it a picture, you can set a profile picture to use, and you can give it your name, so that if you call someone and say like, so when I get a new phone or something and I don't have everyone's numbers in and I get a weird text of saying like, hey, let's go to like, I don't know, let's go get pizza or something, and like it's a random number and I'm just here like, so then if that happens, then that would make it to where I wouldn't have to really put their number on my phone, it would just be there. So that kind of stops prank callers a little bit, but like, just turn off your caller ID and you'll be fine. So there's now swipe to text. So this was on Android a while ago, or it probably still is. We can now like swipe on like the T and like swipe to like spell words. The Reminders app got a whole new update. Something I thought was pretty cool is if you type in a reminder to say like remind Alex to tell him I have a surprise for him, and then when you add that reminder, then when you start texting your best friend Alex later, then a reminder notification will pop up saying remember the text him about the surprise or whatever. Which in CarPlay got a new little interface. It's got like extra widgets on the side and still has your maps there, which is pretty cool. There's a calendar app on it now, which is cool. iOS 13 lets Face ID unlock 30% faster, and so much more. And yeah, that's it for iOS 13. After iOS 13, they announced iPadOS, which I clapped because if iPad is needed, they should have gave iPad its own OS back when they introduced the first iPad Pro in 2015, because they've been trying to push it to be like a computer-ish type deal, but like, I'm just realizing, did they announce mouse support, or am I just like, was that just completely hidden? Because I don't remember them saying mouse support, and that was something I was kind of looking forward to in the rumors. I'll do some research later. But yeah, iPadOS. So this is your home screen usually on iPad. You can now have your widget screen and the time and date on there with it. So kind of like a regular computer screen. And I believe that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that the same amount of? They're allowing you to have one more app in the home screen. There's a new slide over thing, so you can have multiple apps and slide over at once. You can just like flip between them like that. Oh, and also in music in iOS 13 and iPadOS, you could now in music, if you like swipe up, it'll give you like real-time lyrics to it. So like there's a new app switcher for like each individual app has like its own app switcher to see how many tabs you have opened in that app. Notes has like that, same thing. We can have 2 notes opened at once. There's a new home screen, dark mode. It's I'm so excited for dark mode. Apple Pencil. There's now like a new little dock. You can like drag it and make it go in different places for when you're drawing. So there's now a thing where you can, so there's new copy. So you select things and then you like zoom out, do a zoom out gesture to copy it, and then to like paste, and it's like a bunch of things, which makes it easier. There's like a little small one-handed keyboard off to the side if you're not using like attachment keyboard that you can just like swipe with. There's I think they said there was about 30 new shortcuts that you can do, and something that there's a bunch of new fonts that you can use. The Files app got a huge upgrade. I'm excited to test this out. I want to see if it works a little bit more like Finder does, so I'm just not gonna say my opinions on it yet. I want to like test it out first. I usually get the betas at beta 4, because I feel like that's a good spot where they've worked out a lot of the bugs from the beginning. So, and that usually comes out around the 2nd or 3rd week of July. So you can connect a USB drive and hard drives and stuff to the iPad now, but this is probably everyone else has seen this, but I've personally never seen a USB-C thumb drive before. It's probably just me. Safari, the iPad will now have a desktop Safari. That means in Google Docs, if you have an iPad and you type on Google Docs for a project or something for school, when I had to type in Google Docs, I used my iPad, and I had to use the mobile version, and it was like everywhere. I couldn't find out how to do simple things like center it. It took me forever to figure that out. So now, and when you went to googledocs.com on Safari, it would just take you to download the app. So now it is the desktop version, which, thank you. I wonder if it's going to automatically have the YouTube desktop version. But there's also now a download manager, so you can download things. Thank you, making the iPad one step closer. The dark mode, as I said, it's sexy. There's some new things in HomeKit. Photos, I already went through that. This has a bunch of the stuff. Face ID, it has a bunch of the stuff. It's basically iOS 13, but giving it a couple more features for the iPad, which I like. That they're kind of separating the two. The devices that the iPad, I forgot to say this for iOS 13, but the devices for iOS 13 will be the iPhone SE, iPhone 6s, 6s Plus, 7, 7 Plus, 8, 8 Plus, 10, 10s, 10s Max, and 10R. For the iPad OS, it's for iPad Air 2, iPad Air 3rd generation, iPad Mini 4, iPad Mini 5 5th generation, iPad 5th generation, iPad 6th generation, 9.7-inch iPad Pro, 10.5-inch iPad Pro, 11-inch iPad Pro, and 12.9-inch iPad Pro. Wait, is that for all? Wait, is that just for the new iPad Pro or the old generations as well? I've got questions and I need answers. So next up, our last thing we have to look at is macOS Catalina. I always get so hyped when I'm just waiting for Greg to say what the name is. I will say that wallpaper is freaking beautiful. I was literally jaw dropped. I cannot wait to get Catalina on my Mac. I hope I can, because my Mac it's a Mac Mini from 2014. I got it for my birthday in 2016. It worked fine then, but it's only I'm getting more stuff that more bigger stuff, more process-intensive stuff like editing. I've been getting a bunch of better at it in the past couple years. My processor only has 8 gigs of RAM. It has a terabyte of, it's not an SSD, it's just a terabyte of storage, not even Fusion drive. It's just 1 terabyte of storage. And so I'm hoping, so either Catalina will be the last update I do to my Mac, or it'll be, or Mojave will be right now, but anyway. So the power of the Mac taken further. So something that was rumored on that I saw on Instagram was that they were going to be ending iTunes, and that kind of took a piece of my heart away, because iTunes is what started it pretty much. But there's now 3 separate, so iTunes is being split into 3 separate apps: Apple Music, Podcasts, and Apple TV. So now for so in Apple Music, it basically shows you the music, podcast, and so they're all in their own apps. And for the 2 people in the world who still back up their phone to iTunes, if they restore it or something, that will now just be done in the Files or in the Finder app. I hope that it's, because literally every time I plug in my phone, it says, please back up your iPhone. I'm like, no. The apps you love right on your Mac. So they said there would be some things where so Asphalt 9 was coming to the Mac, and a bunch of apps, games that I play on my iPad. I'm like, what? There was a Twitter app coming to the iPad. I hope that there's an Instagram app coming, and I hope that you can post from your computer, because that really kind of bothers me. It's getting the new photos thing. It's getting a bunch of the reminders reorganization. It's getting Safari browsing faster. Starts up faster, I guess. I think it's giving you more suggestions when you like first get on. Something that I liked is that you can now extend your desktop with your iPad Pro. So you can now like have your Mac and right next to it have your iPad as like a secondary display. I used to do that when I had my iPad mini, but then with Duet display, then I stopped for a while, and then I was gonna try it out with this iPad, but then I realized since my computer is from the Stone Ages, it doesn't have a USB-C port, so I have to, and I don't have a USB-A to USB-C cord, so yeah, and this will work wirelessly, which I liked, and God, I'm losing my voice, and yeah, so that's pretty much it. Oh, they're now adding screen time to the Mac, which is cool, I guess. And I think there's what's this, communication limits? Okay, cool. Oh, and there's also on the new when you hit your minute, it's now giving you a more option for a 1 more minute option, which is cool, I guess. Find My, this is something I kind of like. So they've changed it. It used to be called Find My iPhone. Now it's just called Find My. So what it does, you can find things now, even when they're like off. Say you left your MacBook, and say you're at the airport and you had your bag next to you, and you were an idiot and left it on the couch, on one of the chairs. You come back, your bag is gone, and it had your MacBook in it. So what you can do is, even if your MacBook is offline, it will get Bluetooth signals from other Apple devices around it, and it kind of works like Tile. It'll get signals from other Apple products around it, and then it'll alert. Then it will tell you where it is, even if it's not online in airplane mode. I hope that works for AirPods, because there is so many freaking times when I've either left them at my grandma's house or at school, and I'm freaking out because it only tells me the last location was somewhere on the street in the car, and there's something that was really cool. It's a new voice control, so for people who cannot touch the screen, you can talk to your Mac and literally tell it what to do. It's so cool how it looked, and it was really cool to me. And so the Mac, so I can get it, it's the MacBook 2015 and later, MacBook Air 2012 and later, MacBook Pro 2012 and later, Mac Mini 2012 and later. Thank God I'm not gonna get left out, even though my computer's from the Stone Ages. iMac 2012 and later, iMac Pro 2017 and later, and I have Mac Pro 2013 and later. Oh, the Mac Pro. Oh. Before I end the video, okay, this is the wrong Mac Pro. They introduced today the next Mac Pro, which has been long awaited. The last Mac Pro they had was a trash can Mac. I'll be honest, first time I saw this, I was like, that looks hideous. And then once I started seeing it, then I kind of fell in love with it. So it's got a little latch where you can pull up on it, and it'll show you like all sides of the inside of it. There's a latch right there, and how it latches, and you can take it up, take it off. Has up to 28 cores of power, which was like 10 more cores than the iMac Pro. Like, has so much stuff. It's like, rip everybody who got the most expensive iMac Pro. Hey, you guys are now, this is better. You can get an 8-core, 12-core, 16-core, 24-core, or 28-core. Oh my god, this thing is gonna be expensive. If the iMac Pro is $15,000 for an 18-core, spec'd out, can only imagine what this is gonna be. That's WWDC 2019. I'm gonna be getting iOS 13 and probably iPadOS in July on Beta 4. I might get the watchOS beta. I will not get the macOS beta because the last thing my computer needs is more bugs. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you made it to this part, comment an Apple emoji at the bottom, or an iPad emoji, or an iPhone emoji, or just an Apple product emoji. If you're on Android, then, well, I feel sorry for you. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry this video was so long. There was just a bunch of things I wanted to talk about in WWDC. I loved it this year. Dark mode, oh gosh. I'll make a video when I get iOS 13 and play around with it a little bit. To be honest, I was going to record another video after this one, but I've been talking for 40 minutes to you guys. My voice hurts, like, because I've been practicing for June 7th. And that's made and I stayed up till 5 a.m. last night trying to get that. That's why I freaking woke up 30 minutes late to WWDC, which I'm still kind of angry at myself with. But I'll record those videos tomorrow. Tomorrow I am trying to have a productive day because I'm going on a trip and I'll be gone during June 7th, so I have to have June 7th like ready. I'm glad it's on a Friday because I'm probably going to work on it on the trip. Like, I'm going to Michigan because we just bought a new RV. It's really, it's like a motorhome. It's really nice. To be honest, it's 2010, but it freaking looks like it's a 2025. Like that's how like good it is, and it's cool. I'll try to vlog it. It's like, maybe I'll do a tour. I want to get like either when we leave or when we come back, I want to get like an epic like drone video of it like coming through our driveway, and like, so look for that in the next couple of weeks. We'll look for some more drone videos. I'm sorry to anyone who's been missing my drone videos. I've just been really busy these past weeks. Once June 7th passes a little bit, then like I'll be like getting back to normal. But it is the summer, no school. Let's see how long I was recording for. 35 minutes. It's summer, school's out, and I have my 3-year anniversary coming up on YouTube. I have a bunch of trips coming up. I have a bunch of things in the works behind the scenes. I have a bunch of stuff happening. I'm actually moving because of things that have been happening. I'm moving, but I'll still like be in this house pretty often, but it's a lot of stuff. So basically, I'll just say I'm moving for right now. So I'm moving, I have a bunch of trips, I have a lot of things happening at the moment. So, thank you guys for watching. I've been talking for 40 minutes. I need a freaking drink. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye. I love the wallpapers for the new iPadOS and iOS 13. Gosh, it's much better than iOS 12 was. iOS 12 literally only gave us one new wallpaper. There's actually new wallpapers this year. There's 4. They weren't too nice. They were just a little bit nice. Just a little bit. There's like a dark one. It's like, I'm gonna leave before I freaking, oh god, I have 22 seconds before my camera overheats. Okay, well, goodbye. Oh, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, because I've been, I don't know, just do it. And also subscribe and join the family. Alright, bye.